who is the image of the invisible God, the firstborn of every creature. For by him were all things created that are in heaven and that are in earth, visible and invisible, whether they be thrones or dominions or principalities or powers, all things were created by him and for him. And he is before all things, and by him all things consist. Where wast thou when I laid the foundations of the earth? Declare, if thou hast understanding. Who hath laid the measures thereof, if thou knowest? Or who hath stretched the line upon it? Whereupon are the foundations thereof fastened? Or who laid the cornerstone thereof? When the morning stars sang together, and all the sons of God shouted for joy. Or who shut up the sea with doors when it brake forth, as if it had issued out of the womb? When I made the cloud the garment thereof, and thick darkness a swaddling band for it, and break up for it my decreed place, and set bars and doors, and said, Hitherto shalt thou come, but no further. And here shall thy proud waves be stayed. Hast thou commanded the morning since thy days, and caused the day spring to know his place? That it might take hold of the ends of the earth, that the wicked might be shaken out of it? It is turned as clay to the sea, and they stand as a garment. Psalm 104. Bless the Lord, O my soul. O Lord my God, thou art very great. Thou art clothed with honor and majesty, who coverest thyself with light as with a garment, who stretchest out the heavens like a curtain, who layeth the beams of his chambers in the waters, who maketh the clouds his chariot, who walketh upon the wings of the wind, who maketh his angels spirits, his ministers a flaming fire, who laid the foundations of the earth, that it should not be removed forever. Thou coverest it with the deep as with a garment. The waters stood above the mountains. At thy rebuke they fled. At the voice of thy thunder they hasted away. They go up by the mountains, they go down by the valleys unto the place which thou hast founded for them. Thou hast set a bound, that they may not pass over, that they turn not again to cover the earth. He sendeth the springs into the valleys, which run among the hills. They give drink to every beast of the field. The wild asses quench their thirst. By them shall the fowls of the heaven have their habitation, which sing among the branches. He watereth the hills from his chambers. The earth is satisfied with the fruit of thy works. He causeth the grass to grow for the cattle, and herb for the service of man, that he may bring forth food out of the earth, and wine that maketh glad the heart of man, and oil to make his face to shine, and bread that strengtheneth man's heart.
All right, Shalom. First and foremost, I'd like to give all praise, honor, and glory unto Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahushua, Bahashem, Kakadash. Double honors unto the apostles and the elders of GMS, rule well, teach well, being great examples to his younger brothers, and peace and blessings and salutations to the hopeful lake out there pushing the word and truth and in sincerity across the four winds in the name of Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahushua, pushing and get up out of here. Shalom to the hopeful lake, the believers, the listeners whom have came back to the obedience of the scriptures through faith in Yahweh Bashim Al Shai. Okay, and what we're going to get into today, all right, is going into the ultimate pull-up, because that's a term, used, okay, amongst, the culture of our people, the culture of social media, where everyone, is talking about, pulling up, drop your location, all right, so they can pull up. Well, Yahweh Bashim Al Shai has a location on this place. Okay, and he's finna send his son, all right, to pull up. Okay, and it's gonna be the ultimate pull up, and it's described in the scriptures, all throughout the scriptures. And it was always prophesied, even from the beginning. If we could real quick, let's start off. I have a video as well. Because there's a lot of activity going on with the Pentagon, and NASA, dealing with chariot sightings and what they're seeing. Okay, and Esau is wearied in this council. Okay, and we're gonna go into it now. Um, let's get the book of Luke, chapter 21. All right, verses 25 through 28, and let's get that in Jude. Let's get the book of Jude. Let's get the book of Jude, chapter 1, verses 14 and 15. And we'll start there before we get into the video. All right. Matter of fact, I just share the Bible real quick. All right, so when you go to the book of Luke, okay, Yahushua, would speak on what would be going on before, okay, he would arrive. Because as believers, all our hope is in Yahushua pulling up, okay? Those that look forward to his appearing, as the scriptures say. Now, when you get, all right, Luke 21 and 25, and then you can see the title of these precepts is the return of the Hamashiach, all right, the return of Yahushua. Now, this is Luke 21 and 25. It says, and there shall be signs in the sun and in the moon and in the stars, and upon the earth distress of nations with perplexity, the sea and the waves roaring. Okay, and this is what we're seeing now, the distress of nations. Okay, people are in an uproar. There's a shortage of this. There's people that's have these different ideologies that they believe in that's causing division. You got the Roe versus Wade, okay, the liberals and and the right, okay. You got wars going on, okay. You got all these different things going on. There's nothing but distress amongst nation, man. All right. But it's the baby formula, okay. Everything you can think of, there's distress, mass shootings, okay. There's read in Chicago, you had 2 people get killed, 8 people get shot at a McDonald's, man. And it's happening on every level. Okay. It says, and upon earth, distress of nations with perplexity, the sea and the waves roaring, man. These people. Okay. Esau Edom, mainly because he's stirring up a lot of this distress of nations, okay, to bring about what? Chaos, so he can bring what? His order, his new world order. Okay. Verse 26. And what it's going to lead to is men's hearts failing them for fear and for looking after those things which are coming on the earth, for the power of heaven shall be shaken. Yeah, see, the chaos has to come, and the chaos has to come, okay, before Yahushua returns. Okay, that's part, all right, of the narrative of the scriptures. There will be very chaotic. Okay, Jacob's trouble said men's hearts failing them from fear, because we finna see some things, like we're finna see, very demonic, sick and twisted things happening in the earth, man. Okay, it's finna get real bad to the point where men's hearts, their mind, okay, is gonna fail them. They're not gonna know what to do, and actual heart attacks, man. Strokes, man, from seeing, people are finna see their loved ones get killed, man. You might have people that start the day off with their whole family and end the day with just, 2 people left. A family of 8, okay. You begin the day with a family of 8, but the end of the day it's a family of 2, and you seen all their deaths, man. Okay, that's the times that we're coming into. All right, and it says, and then, all right, and then shall they see the Son of Man coming in a cloud with power and great glory. Okay, with power and great glory. The ultimate pull-up, man. All right. It says, and when these things begin to come to pass, then look up and lift up your heads, for your redemption draweth nigh, man. And our redemption is nigh, man. It's close. Okay, it's close as hell. All right. Things can spiral out of control quick, man. You know, it's close as hell, man. Their redemption. All right. Now, let's go from there. Let's get in Jude, you know, because even Enoch in his generation spoke, okay, of the glorious, all right, second coming, you know, of Yahweh Shai. Okay, the brother got it. I'll get it over here. All right. This is the brother Yashima tribe of Judah. This is Jude 1 and 14. It says, and Enoch also, the seventh from Adam, prophesied of these, saying, behold, the Lord cometh with 10,000 of his saints. Okay, Yahweh Shai in those chariots. The rest of the angels. Okay. This glorious return was always spoken of, man. Okay. It says to execute judgment upon all, okay, whether it be deliverance or destruction, man. It says, and to convince all that are ungodly among them of all their ungodly deeds which they have ungodly committed, and of all their hard speeches which ungodly, all right, sinners have spoken against him. And that's why all this anti-Messiah, you know, behavior, okay, it's finna get a reaction, man. Because that's how, you know, you go to these social media beefs. What provokes that is all this back and forth talking on the internet to the point where one one party gets fed up with this back and forth, and what happened? They pull up. Somebody pull up. Okay, so all this back and forth, you know, this blasphemy, this disrespect. You had the guy, what's his name? Noah. Okay, I believe that's his name. All right. Let me see if we can find some on him when he said what he said. Okay. So Esau talking crazy talking. Brothers can get Ezekiel. Ezekiel 35 and 13. Oh no, get Ezekiel 35 and 12. Yeah, Ezekiel 35, 12, and 13. Let's see if I can find this video. Let's see. I'm trying to find it. This might be it.
But when you have a look,
so let's get this real quick. All right, and this your guy, or Noah Hari, however you say it. Well, let's pull them up real quick. You know, like I say, all that back and forth. All right, all this, you know, this lip wrestling.
lose-lose situation, like with climate change, it's much more difficult without some over our authority. Now, get there and how would it look like? I don't know. And certainly there is no obvious reason to think that Denmark, that it would be the most likely it wouldn't. We don't have workable democratic models for a global government. So maybe it would look more like ancient China than like modern Denmark. But still, given the dangers that we are facing, I think the imperative of having some kind of real ability to force through difficult decisions on the global level is more important than almost anything else.
This is a mind right here that thinks pretty much like no one else on the planet, I would hasten to say. I'm serious. What are humans for?
As far as we know, for nothing. I mean, there is there is no great cosmic drama, some great cosmic plan that we have a role to play in it. And we just need to discover what our role is and then play it to the best of our ability. This has been the story of all religions and ideologies and so forth, but as a scientist, the best I can say, this is not true. There is no universal drama with a role in it for Homo sapiens.
And here's the follow-up, which I think is being published in the US next week.
Yeah, next week.
Homo Deus. Now, this is the history of the next 100 years.
I mean, there is nothing that, I don't know, Joseph Goebbels didn't know about all this idea of fake news and post-truth. He famously said that if you repeat a lie often enough, people will think it's the truth, and the bigger the lie, the better. Because people won't even think that, oh, something so big can be a lie. And I think that fake news have been with us for thousands of years. Just think of the Bible.
But there is
one option that some people talk about is that only a catastrophe can shake humankind and open the path to a real system of global governance. And they say that we can't do it before the catastrophe, but we need to start laying the foundations so that when the disasters strike, we can react quickly. But people will just not have the motivation to do such a thing before the disaster strikes. So the next step is we turn our gaze inwards and we say, okay, gaining control of the world outside us did not really make us satisfied. Let's now try to gain control of the world inside us. This is the big, really big project of science and technology and industry in the 21st century will be to try and gain control of the world inside us, to learn how to engineer and produce bodies and brains and minds. These are likely to be the main products of the 21st century economy.
And there you have it. You know, he said the Bible is fake news, you know, and this guy also says that, you know, we don't have to wait on Yahushua, okay, for immortality. All right. He said they can obtain, all right, immortality through their technology. Let's see if we can find it. And you see, he's talking about what? A world government, man. Okay? A world government, man. And this guy is very proud against Yahweh Shema Shai. You know, he says God is dead. It just takes a while to get rid of the body. This nigga talking real reckless, and that's how them, them social media beats be. It be somebody talking real reckless. To the point where fuck this fuck this keyboard, man. What, we find out where you at. And this man is, and he's just a mouthpiece of Esau Edom. Okay, I want to see if he gonna say it on this one. He might.
Yuval Harari's first book got some heavy-duty endorsements.
The other book that I really enjoyed, a book by an Israeli author, Yuval Harari, called Sapiens.
Besides Obama, Bill Gates has blogged about it, and Mark Zuckerberg recommended it for his book club.
Authority will shift from the inner feelings of the individuals to the wisdom of these external algorithms.
In places like Silicon Valley, equality is out, but immortality is in. Everybody's talking about immortality. Google has just established 2 or 3 years ago a sub-company called Calico, whose stated aim is to solve the problem of death. We've solved search, now we'll solve death. And they are not the only ones. And basically they are saying death is not some metaphysical phenomenon. We don't have to wait for the second coming of Christ in order to solve it. A couple of geeks in the laboratory can do it. We are probably one of the last generations of Homo sapiens. Decision-making will increasingly shift from humans to these algorithms. And just as in the early modern age, problem of death. We've solved search, now we'll solve death. And they are not the only ones. And basically they are saying death is not some metaphysical phenomenon. We don't have to wait for the second coming of Christ in order to solve it. A couple of geeks in the laboratory can do it. We are probably one of the last generations.
There you have it, man. Okay. And there you have it. So, your boy begging for it, man. All right. And see, the famine of the word, there's nothing for us to be sad over, because that just means that Yahweh Shai is done talking, man. Okay. Now he finna pull up on this guy. And this guy here, these Edomites believe that through their witchcraft and technology, they can forge, another blessing, man. Because they know that the blessing that was given to Esau through Isaac is phasing out. Okay? But they think that they're gonna come up with a way to create a new blessing. All right, they're gonna bless themselves with immortality, man. Okay? And he steady throwing these shots at Yahweh Shai. Okay? So I'm gonna let the rest of this play. I'm gonna get these precepts. I'm gonna let the rest of this play, and they're gonna get the other video. Okay. I think the brother posted it. Let's get this in Ezekiel 35 and 12. Now this is from the brother Beyond Yashala, Ezekiel 35 and 12. It says, "And thou shalt know that I am the Lord Yahweh Shema Shai, and that I have heard all thy blasphemies which thou hast spoken against the mountains of Israel, saying," okay, "they are laid desolate, they are given to us to consume." And this is what these devils think, that they're just going to have their way with the earth, and especially the Israelites, man. Okay, they see the majority of our people are in this low, decrepit, the state where they look at him as some type of God. Okay, no understanding on anything, blind, lost. All right. And they like, look, these people are desolate. They have no power. Their power is not dealing with them because they're so degenerate. We just gonna consume all of them, man. And that's what they think. And that's why it's gonna be a big target on the believers, okay? Because the rest of Jake through, they'll fall for anything, they'll go for anything. Okay, they're gonna believe that Esau Edom has cured death. Okay. So it's gonna be an emphasis on what the believers, but see, it's gonna be a standard lifted up against this devil, man. Okay. Then that ultimate pull up. All right. This is Ezekiel 35:13. It said, thus with your mouth have you boasted against me. And this is, we're watching it. We don't have to wait on the second coming of Jesus Christ. A few geeks in the lab can do it. Okay. We heard it. It says, I have multiplied your words against me. I have heard them. Okay. Just like we hear this interview, hey, this is being played in the royal courts in the spiritual realm. Okay, all this big tough talk, man. Okay, this blasphemy and this boasting. Okay.
Of Homo sapiens, decision making will increasingly shift from humans to these algorithms. And just as in the early modern age, authority came down from the clouds, from above the clouds to humanity, so in the next stage of history, authority will shift back from humans to the clouds, not to the gods, but to the Microsoft cloud, to the Google cloud. They'll just understand us so well that it will be crazy not to listen to their advice about what book to read, whom to marry, where to work, and what to vote in the elections. That from an economic and military perspective, consciousness isn't important. What the system needs is intelligence. In human beings, intelligence and consciousness go together. You cannot separate them. But what we see now is a decoupling of intelligence from consciousness. And from an economic perspective, for instance, if you think about taxi driver. So what the system needs from a taxi driver is basically intelligence to solve problems on the road. If you can get that without feelings, without consciousness, then you'll sack all the taxi drivers, they'll be left without a job, and you'll just employ AI.
With all the current issues on our agenda, we tend to forget that we are in the midst of the fourth industrial revolution, which accelerates global change in much more comprehensive and faster ways than the previous three revolutions.
And you see, the difference of this fourth industrial revolution is it doesn't change what you are doing. It changes you. If you take genetic editing, right. Just as an example, it's you who are changed. And of course, this has a big impact on your identity.
We need to realize that humans are now hackable animals. You can hack them. A good two-way communication system, direct communication system between brains and computers, this is kind of the watershed moment. I mean, once you have a good two-way, nobody has any idea what happens after that. Well, I think maybe in a couple of decades, when people look back, the thing they will remember from the COVID crisis is this is the moment when everything went digital. And if this was the moment when everything became monitored, that we agreed to be surveyed all the time, not just in authoritarian machines, but even in democracies. And maybe most importantly at all, this was the moment when surveillance started going under the skin. I think that the big process that's happening right now in the world is hacking human beings, the ability to hack humans, to understand deeply what's happening within you, what makes you go. And for that, the most important data is not what you read and who you meet and what you buy, it's what's happening inside your body. So we had these two big revolutions, the computer science revolution, or the infotech revolution, and the revolution in the biological sciences. and they are still separate, but they are about to merge.
History is truly at a turning point. We do not yet know the full extent and the systemic and structural changes which will happen. However, we do know that global energy systems, food systems, and supply chains will be deeply affected. But the fourth industrial revolution is actually changing ourselves. It's changing not only what we are doing, it's changing who we are.
What the fourth industrial revolution will lead to is a fusion of our physical, our digital, and our biological identities.
So you see the energy that Esau got, and see, that's what you see. Like people, have their energy, on social media. Even guys that ain't tough. See, everybody tough, on social media when they don't have to face the reality, of what they're saying. Okay, until what? Somebody actually pulls up. Okay, now I want to get this video as well. All right, but you see the energy that these devils are in, man. Okay, I got another video dealing with the chariots, so I'm gonna let this play. I know you brothers is lighting it up. I know that video, sparked some, but that's the damn devil, man. Okay, damn small hat, I'm gonna let this play for a minute, all right? And it's dealing with the chariot activity, man. Okay.
I want to start here. And believe me, we're going to get back to school in a second, and you'll see the transition. A House Intelligence Subcommittee today is holding the first congressional hearing on UFOs in 50 years. Now, I don't know if the world has been paying attention to what is happening with the Pentagon and UFOs, but is, I think, the biggest story possibly of any of our lifetimes, may be the biggest story in all of human history. But let's talk about misgendering. What's happening now is the Congress has decided to call a hearing on UFOs because there are things that are happening that for the very first time, the Navy and our military can actually track these UFOs. In the past, you haven't been able to track them. You've only had pilots that say, I swear to you, I saw this. But they move so quickly, at least the ones now, that they could never lock onto them. We have locked on to some sort of a ship with, as it's described, no apparent propulsion system, no heat signature, nothing. And they are moving at high speed, and we have tracked them, locked onto them for weeks at a time. They move in ways that are beyond our understanding of physics, and we have seen them up close. They seem to be, according to the Pentagon, I can't say targeting, observing our nuclear weapons. They have been hovering over some of our naval bases. They have engaged in dogfights with our pilots. They have shown that they are way beyond our technology or understanding. So you're left with two things. Now that we have verified, we're left with two things. Are they otherworldly, or is that China that has developed technology so far ahead of us that there's no chance of defeating them? From what I have discussed with members of the Pentagon that have been part of this search, they say that they just don't believe that it's China because the technology is so far ahead that it would affect the rest of your society. There's no way you could develop just that and not let it bleed into other things. It's too great of a leap. So we don't think that it is China. There's also evidence that we have now collected that shows the metals that these things are made out of are otherworldly. They're alloys that we have no idea how to make, and we don't recognize some of the metals in the alloy. So Congress is going to ask, are these weather balloons? Is it something else? Adam Schiff is the guy who's leading this. So I don't expect anything to come from this meeting in Congress, this hearing. Everything that is worthwhile is going to be confidential, and they want these to be open hearings. This, in my opinion, is really for those who are paying attention or for those who just want a salacious story about UFOs. But we're not really going to get any information, I believe. Now, I want you just to listen, just listen to this. The government has said that UAP, that's UFOs, probably lack a single explanation. Neither classified nor unclassified reports from the government rule out space aliens, but other possible explanations like airborne clutter, like birds or balloons, natural atmospheric phenomena like ice crystals, highly classified U.S. government programs, or foreign adversary systems from Russia, China, or other countries. I don't believe any of those, but it could be. Let's assume, they say, it's another country, another nation, or another group that is operating something that we don't understand. This, according to the Heritage Foundation Senior Fellow for Naval Warfare and Advanced Technology. That's definitely a security threat that we can't necessarily defend against, because you can't defend against something that you just don't understand. So we are looking at technology now that defies the laws of physics. Now, let me bring it back to school. The National Science Teaching Association has just held a seminar. Remember, we are talking about possible alien life. What are the ramifications of that? We are also talking about, if it is alien life, what do they want? Why are they here? Why are they now presenting themselves and sending a message? This is what Pentagon says, sending a message to us. We are beyond your capability of stopping us, so don't try. The message is very clear and correct. So if it is aliens, why are they here? What do we do? If it's not aliens, somebody has technology here on Earth that is way beyond our understanding. We don't even understand the alloy. So, as we are raising our children and looking for tomorrow's scientists, the National Science Teaching Association has just held a seminar called Queer Your Classroom. It happened on April 2nd, instructing teachers on, quote, simple tricks and strategies to affirm and represent queer students who are marginalized in science.
Yeah. Yeah. You know? Yeah. So we finna see. We finna see, cause he like, you know, he's saying, why are they showing themselves now? Shit, look, you know, look how proud you've gotten. Look, you know, look how spotted at the mouth you done got. Okay? Shit, we finna pull up, we finna see. You shouldn't have nothing to worry about. Your technology, you boasting your technology, hey, you shouldn't have nothing to worry about. Okay? Yahushua and the angels about to run through, okay, the militaries of the earth, man. As the brother say, keep that same energy. Don't worry about what's out there. You ready for anything. On these interviews, the way you talk and boast, you ready for everything. Okay? But then, you know, this Edomite, he can't understand, like, why in the hell are we teaching about queer and gender neutrality in school when this is going on? You know? Which that's what he's gonna go to in the rest of the in the video. So I'm gonna put this in there. All right, if you brothers, all right, you sisters want to watch the rest of the video, it's about seven minutes left. You know, he do some pretty good broadcasts. You know, yeah, we need that same energy. All right, this nigga, you know, you need that same energy from Yuval Noah Harari. All right, but let's get to the precepts, man. You know, let's just get to it. Let's get to it, man. All right, because this pull up, you know, that we're speaking of is described in the scriptures, man. So let's start off, you know, and brothers been posting. All right, brothers over there lighting it up. We're gonna get into it, you know. So let's start here in the book of Zechariah. Okay. And there's so many pull-up scriptures in the Bible. We're gonna try to get, you know, as many as we can. But there's so many pull-up scriptures, and Yahushua can't wait. Yeah, Yahushua, those archangels and the rest of the heavenly hosts today on deck, man. All right, and they showing Esau. You know what Jake say in the world, you don't want to see a picture of me. All right. Showing you nowhere near ready, man. All right, this is Zechariah 5:1. It said, then I turned and lifted up my eyes and looked, and behold, a flying roll, which is a chariot. And he said unto me, what seest thou? And he answered, I said, a flying roll, the length thereof is 20 cubits, and the breadth thereof 10 cubits. And see these and what Esau can't understand, these chariots can change shape. You know, you can see one chariot, then it multiplied into 8, and that 8 multiplied into 20. See, Esau nowhere near that, man. They can't explain the metals that's in there, like the alloy that allows it to do this. There's no propulsion system on there. Okay, it's gonna make Esau's fighter jets. All right, it's gonna embarrass them, man. Okay, one chariot to take out all the militaries on the earth, man. Okay, facts. All right, and it says 23 says, then said he unto me, this is the curse that goeth forth over the face of the whole earth. For everyone that stealeth shall be cut off as on this side according to it, and everyone that sweareth shall be cut off on this side according to it. They're just gonna run through the earth. Okay, these chariots are gonna run through the earth, man, wreaking havoc on this society, man. All this boasting and Eve talking about what would they do? They seen Jesus getting jumped. See, Okay, you know, that's why, you know, I love it. I love this anti-Messiah energy that these people are in, because I want to see the reaction from the pull-up, you know. Verse 4 says, I will bring it forth, said the Lord, Yahweh Shema of hosts, and it shall enter into the house of the thief. And Esau, Edom is the thief of the earth, man. Meaning it's going to enter into this world, because remember, the earth is given into the hand of the wicked. And Esau, Edom is their ultimate thief. Okay? So it's going to enter into the earth, man, these chariots. And then the house of him that swear falsely by my name, all this blasphemy, this false narrative of the scriptures. Okay? Esau's Christianity is a false representation of the scriptures, man. And that's going to get checked, man. It says, and it shall remain in the midst of his house, and shall consume it with the timber thereof and the stones thereof, man. The infrastructure of this society is going to be destroyed, man. Ain't going to be no Eiffel Towers, okay? There going to be no the remain of the Colosseum in Italy. All these things is going to be destroyed, man. Okay, these skyscrapers was nothing but overlooks. All these things is finna be destroyed. This is finna be the biggest attack on the world's infrastructure ever, man. Okay, just as Esau, Edom, you know, he destroys infrastructure throughout the earth. Well, Yahweh Shah finna show you how to destroy infrastructure, man, on a whole nother level. Okay, let's get this one. And I say it's so many pull-up scriptures, man. Let you know that, hey, this is a serious thing. All right, it's Isaiah 63. All right, Isaiah 63:1. It says, who is that coming from Edom with dyed garments from Basra? This that is glorious in his apparel, traveling in the greatness of his strength. Yeah, those chariots. Okay, I that speak in righteousness, mighty to save. And then it puts a name on it. Who's that coming from Edom with dyed garments from Basra? Because he's coming directly to you Edomites, man. Okay, he's beginning with you Edomites, the head of the heathen. Okay, this that is glorious in his peril, traveling in the greatness of his strength, man. He gonna pull up, all right, on their father's ship, a big, huge ship. You know, then you gonna have those archangels, and then you gonna have the rest of the host behind them, man. It's gonna be a hell of a pull up, man. All right, and he's gonna be mighty to save who? The elect. Let's go from there. Let's get the very. All right. Matter of fact, let's get this. And it's gonna link up. It's gonna link up with that. That's Isaiah. All right, let's get Psalms 119. This been coming out a lot lately, you know. All right, this is the book of Psalms 119 and 126. All right. Psalms 119 and 126. It is time for thee, Lord Yahweh, to work, for they have made void thy law. It's time for Yahweh Shema Shai to go to work, man. Okay, in judgment. Why? Because they have made void thy law. See, this society, all right, is in the all-out rebellion, and it's completely against the standard of the scriptures. Okay, and it's just waxing worse and worse to the point where Yahweh Shai gonna have to pull up and go to work, which is prophesied. Okay, all these things are prophesied, it's written in the Bible, man. All right, we're gonna see if it's fake news or not. All right, you're gonna see then. All right, now this is Isaiah 62:11. It says, behold, the Lord Yahweh Shema Shai hath proclaimed unto the end of the world. Say ye to the daughter of Zion, behold, thy salvation cometh. Behold, his reward is with him, and his work before him. Okay, his work before him, because he's coming to go to work. He's going to deliver the elect. All right, and he's going to begin a mighty work in the earth, man, in judgment. Okay, now let's go from there. All right, his work before him, deliverance, and then he's finna go to work. All right, on these devils, man. Okay, let's go here. Get another one, Isaiah. Since we're here, Isaiah 26. It's Isaiah 26 and 20 says, "Come, my people, enter thou into thy chambers and shut the doors about thee. Hide thyself as it were for a little moment until the indignation be overpassed." Hide thyself as if it were for a little moment until the indignation be overpassed. And that's us being in those chariots as Yahushua goes to work. Yahushua and the angel go to work, man. Okay? For behold, the Lord, all right, Yahweh Bashim Yahushua cometh out of his place to punish the inhabitants of the earth for their iniquity. Okay? So it said the Lord Yahweh Bashim Yahushua. And how is the Lord going to come out of his place, man? Sending Yahushua, he means he's going to come out the spiritual realm and come into this realm. Okay? Just like someone that's social, that's beefing on social media. They're beefing on a virtual reality. Okay? Until somebody actually pulls up. Now it's in reality. Okay? Same thing. He coming out of his place. That means someone had to remove from where they was at. All right? and come to the actual location, man. You see? It said, "For the Lord cometh out of his place to punish the inhabitants of the earth, all right, for their iniquity. The earth also shall disclose her blood and shall no more cover, all right, her slain." Okay? Now let's go here. Let's get this in Revelation 19. Oh, brother, light it up. Yeah. Mm-hmm. So yeah, let's get this in Revelation. All right, 19. Let's bounce around. All right, this is the book of Revelation, chapter 19, verse 2. All right. And it says, "For true and righteousness, all right, for true and righteous are his judgments, for he have judged the great whore, which is America, which did corrupt the earth with her fornication, and have avenged the blood of his servants at her hand." And it's going to be an emphasis on the destruction of America, man. Okay. Now you jump down to verse 11, which it says what? The coming of Yahushua. Okay. Revelation 19:11, "I saw heaven open, and behold, a white horse, and he that sat upon him was called Faithful and True, and in righteousness he doth judge and make war." All right, and that white horse is that chariot traveling the greatness of his strength. You see? And he's coming to make war in righteousness, man, because this is a wicked society. Okay? And keep reading. "His eyes were as a flame of fire, and on his head were many crowns." Now he's coming to take the dominion from these heathens, beginning with Esau, Edom. And he had a name written that no man knew, all right, but he himself. And he was clothed with a vesture dipped in blood, and his name is called the Word of the Most High. And the armies which were in heaven followed him upon white horses, more chariots, clothed in fine linen, white and clean. And this is what Jude seen. Okay? He saw the saints. All right? 10,000s. Okay? All right, he seen the chair covered. He seen the skies covered with chariots, man. Verse 15, and out of his mouth goeth a sharp sword, that with it he shall smite the nations, and he shall rule them with a rod of iron, and he treadeth the winepress of the fierceness, all right, and the wrath of the almighty power, okay, running through these heathens, man. And he had on his vesture and on his thigh a name written, King of Kings and Lord of Lords, which is his title, okay. And I saw an angel standing in the sun, and he cried with a loud voice, saying to all the fowls that fly in the midst of heaven, come and gather yourselves together unto the supper, all right, of the great power. Because Yahweh Shai is going to lay so many bodies out, it's going to be a feast, all right, to the birds. Okay? And that will happen in ancient, wars, when there was a real rivalry against, other nations, because you would have after a war where, one kingdom would allow, the living soldiers, okay, to bury the dead that died that day. They'll stop fighting, and give, their opposing army, their respect of burying the dead. Okay, they're dead, they're fallen soldiers. All right, but see, in this war, Yahweh Shai just gonna make a feast. Ain't gonna be no burial ceremony. No, it's just gonna be a feast. You're gonna be a feast for the birds when Yahweh Shai get through. Okay, verse 18, that ye may eat the flesh of kings. Yeah, these same people that been talking all this shit. Okay, technology. We don't have to wait on the second coming. All right, you're gonna be getting eaten by birds, man. That's a very disrespectful death, man. You're gonna have billionaires, just as most I prove a point. You're gonna have billionaires, people with hundreds of $millions being eat. These different governments, okay, these different war generals, they're gonna be getting eaten by birds, man. It's gonna be a very shameful and disrespectful death, man. And it's pretty much mockery, man. Okay. It said that ye may eat the flesh of kings, and the flesh of captains, and the flesh of mighty men, and the flesh of horses, and all of them that sit on them, and all the flesh of men, both free and bond, both small and great. Okay. So let's go from there. Get this in Habakkuk, man. Okay. What's this whole chapter? Brothers already posting it. You're about to see. Now, this is the book of Habakkuk, chapter 3, verse 3. It says the Most High came from Teman. Okay. Power came from Teman, and the Holy One from Mount Paran. All right. His glory covered the heavens, and the earth was full of his praise. Yeah, the sky will be full of chariots. Okay, for as far as you can see and beyond. And his brightness was as the light. All right. He had horns coming out of his hands. All right. Was it horns? Did he have horns shooting out of his hands? Actual horns, like ram horns? No. Okay. Horns represent power. Okay. And the hand represents what? An extension or your control. So out of, the chariots are going to come what, man? That fire, that power. Okay. And there was the hiding of his power. Before him went the pestilence, and burning coals went forth at his feet, which means what? From underneath the chariot. Okay. Power, the fire, that power gonna be coming just underneath that chariot, man. Just that steady, constant power destroying from up under those chariots, man. You see? It says he stood and measured the earth. He beheld and drove asunder the nations, all these militaries of the heathens through. And the everlasting mountains were scattered. The perpetual hills did bow. All right. His ways are everlasting. Yeah, Esau thinking that he has a perpetual government, because this is what Esau think, that he's finna set up a everlasting government of wickedness in the earth under Satan, man. But this all finna be scattered at the return of Yahushua. All right. It says, I saw the tents of Cushan in affliction, and the curtains of the land of Median did tremble. And this lets you know that he's coming from the east. Okay, because when you go into, all right, he's coming from the east, wreaking havoc, making his way here. Okay, because Midian, that's those Ishmaelites. Okay, and you go to Cushan just to show their region. All right. The valley going towards what? The valley of Jehoshaphat. All right, Cushan in the Hebrew is all right, is it's Kanashan, no, Kayashan. All right, Kayashan. In the Hebrew, it says their blackness. It says a place in, all right, Arabia or Mesopotamia, all right, which is that whole region of Iran, Iraq, Syria, okay, going into what, man? The valley of Jehoshaphat, okay, going into their region, okay, Arabia, showing that what, he's going to come from the east. And the scripture tell you, Yahushua said, and you go to Matthew, all right, 24. All right, I think it's Matthew 24. All right, Matthew 24:7. It says, for his lightning cometh out of the east, and shineth even unto the west, so shall also the coming of the Son of Man be. Coming from the east, making his way over to the west, man. Okay? That's the pull-up. All right? He gonna destroy it. By the time Yahushua made to America, the heathens military is gonna be destroyed, man. Okay. Let's go here. Go back to Habakkuk. And it's gonna be quick, ain't gonna be no long, like he hit the scene, Tuesday in the Middle East, and then it's, he pull up in America Thursday. It's gonna be quick, man. Remember, this is a different technology we're speaking of. Okay, not Esau whack ass, slow ass. All right, fighter jets, man. Okay. Reading on, it says Habakkuk 3:7. I saw the tents of Cushan in affliction, and the curtains of the land, all right, of Midian did tremble. It said, was the Lord displeased with the river? Was thy angers against, all right, the rivers? Was thy wrath against the sea? Because hey, that much power entered into this realm, hey, the earth is gonna be going crazy, man. Okay, just the presence of Yahushua, all right, in this realm, hey, the earth is going to be going crazy. It said that thou didst ride upon thy horses and thy chariots of salvation, man. Thy bow was made quite naked. Woo! Hey, which mean he gonna be unleashing, man. Unloading the clip, which, hey, the chariots never run out of artillery. Okay? According to the oaths of the tribes, even thy word, thou didst cleave the earth with rivers. So Habakkuk is seeing this, like, man, was you mad at the rivers? Because it's just gonna be tsunamis and gonna be all type of things going on, man. Okay. It says the mountains saw thee, and they trembled. These governments, the overflowing of the water passed by. The deep uttered his voice and lifted up his hands. All right, on high. The sun and the moon stood still in their habitation, because they're gonna be the glory of the chariots is going to even outshine the sun and the moon, and then also you go into the wisdom and understanding, with the sun and the moon. All right. Hey, that's gonna be null and void. The understanding that these people thought they had, man. Okay. Well, these chariots, man, it's just gonna, the glory of the chariots is just gonna overshadow everything, man. Okay. It says, at the light of thy arrows they went, and at the shining of thy glittery spear, man. Okay. And that fire, man. It says, thou didst march through the land in indignation, thou didst thresh the heathen in anger. Yeah, a big stepper. Okay, this the biggest stepper is Yahweh Shai. He gonna march through the earth in indignation, man. You know, ain't gonna be no Tokyo or Hong Kong, and all this gonna be destroyed, man. Sydney, Australia. Okay, it says, thou wentest forth for the salvation of thy people. Because really, Yahweh Shai cutting up on behalf of the elect as well, man. This blasphemy that's going out and this disrespect, but then also for his elect that's fighting for righteousness in the earth. Yahweh Shai finna cut up, man. Okay, when he unleashed on this devil, it says, thou wentest forth for the salvation of thy people, even for the salvation with thine anointed. Thou woundest the head, okay, out of the house of the wicked, Esau, Edom. Getting on who? Amalek. Okay, which this guy, Yuval Noah, is a small hat. Okay. It says, by discovering the foundation, okay, unto the neck. What them jakes do, when they dunk on somebody, they get the pat in their head, we finna wound their head, man. All right, we finna get that top. It says, thou didst strike through with his staves, all right, the head of his villages, which is his cities. I say all these cities, these famous cities of Esau's empire gonna be destroyed, laid flat, melted. Okay, they came out as a whirlwind to scatter me. Their rejoicing was to devour the poor secretly. Yeah, their military is gonna, scramble to try to combat Yahweh Shai. They're gonna be through. But then Yahweh Shai knows their plot to try to devour the poor secretly, man, which is Israel. It said, thou didst walk through the sea with thine horses, through the heaps of great waters. When I heard, my belly trembled, my lips quivered at the voice. Rottenness entered into my bones, and I trembled in myself, that I might rest in the day of trouble. When he cometh up unto the people, he will invade them with his troops. Okay? He will invade them with his troops, man. He's going to come straight through the middle of Esau, Edom. He's going to run straight through them. Okay? It says, although the fig tree shall not blossom, neither shall the fruit be in the vines, the labor of the olive oil shall fail. Yo, the hard times is coming. And the field shall yield no meat. The flock shall be cut off from the fold, and there shall be no herd in the stalls. Yeah. And we got, these shortages and all these different things that's leading up to the pull up. All right, but it's going to be some hard times. Okay? It's going to be some hard times. It's going to hit the earth. Verse 18, yet will I rejoice in the Lord, Yahweh Shema Shai, because we know what this means. Okay? It says, I will joy in the power of my salvation. Okay? I will joy in the power of my salvation, man. Okay? And that's why we wait on the appearing of Yahweh Shai. I brought it out earlier. I'm going to get it again. Okay? I'm going to get it again, man. All right? It's 2 Timothy 2 and 7 says, I have fought a good fight. In 2 Timothy chapter 4, verse 7. It says, I have fought a good fight. I have finished my course. I have kept the faith. Henceforth, there is laid up for me a crown of righteousness, which the Lord, the righteous judge, shall give me at that day, and not to me only, but unto all them also that love his appearing, man. That second pull-up, man. Okay? And this is what we're waiting on. All right. And we finna see. We finna see, man. You know, so that's the point. You know, it's more pull-up scriptures, you know, that we can get where the point is made. Okay. And Esau know he can't deal with them chariots, man. Okay. Just as his brother put, Yahweh's truth. This is Isaiah 31:3. It said the Egyptians are men and not the Most High, and their horses are flesh, is military, and not spirit. They can't compete. When the Lord shall stretch out his hand, both he that helpeth, all right, shall fall. Okay? Through. So on a whole nother level, man. So, Lord will you, brothers, you know, you few sisters were edified. You know, once again, I'm gonna give all praise, honor, and glory unto Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahushua, Bahashem, Kakadash. Double honors unto the apostles and the elders, GMS, rule well, teach well, being a great example to his younger brothers, and peace and blessings, salutations to the hopeful. Shalom.